What is up, guys? Welcome everyone to a new gold making video. So today we're gonna be taking a look at what I think is the best farm for Primal Life, or the smaller version, which is Mode of Life. So I'm gonna be showing you what are the most valuable items that you can get in here and how to get them. So first of all, let's take a look at where this is located. This is located on, well, on Outland, of course, on Thangarmas. And you wanna come here to this bottom left place called the Spawning Glen. And in here, there's going to be a lot of these giants, which some of them are yellow and some of them are purple, but basically you want to farm all of them because they have the same loot table, and also they have the same spells. They are as easy to kill. As you can see, I'm level 68. These guys are like level 64 and 63 for the most part, and they are really easy to kill. I think the best class to do this is possibly the Hunter. The reason being is that you can instantly tag the mobs with the arrows. So if there's competition, which there is usually competition in this area because there's a lot of people here farming, um, it's a really good idea, right? To take a hunter if you can, because you will instantly tag the mobs, and also you have the pet to farm the mobs, right? So these guys are gonna be dropping a variety of items. Of course, they're gonna be dropping the Mode of Life, which once you have 10 of them, you can turn them into a Primal Life. For this, in case you don't know, you don't need a profession or anything. You just right click the item. Simple as that. And then you're also gonna be getting some some reputation items, which are really valuable. So we have these unidentified plant parts, which are going for almost 8 silver each of them, and you're gonna be getting a lot of them. And we also have these Boglor tendrils, right, which are used also for reputation. They're gonna be quite useful actually, and you might either use them or you might sell them, right? Um, I'm gonna explain in a second why you might consider using them. But another thing you wanna be getting here is you're gonna be getting some green items, which most of them, to be honest, I don't think they are really good. Most of them you can just sell them on the vendor. And then from time to time, you have a small chance of getting some blue item. And the blue items, they usually go for a decent price on the auction house. They go for like maybe between 20 and 40 gold. From my own experience, I usually be able to sell them around 25, 30 easily. And if you're a bit more patient, you can sell them a bit more expensive, right? And they sell really well. So, um, yeah, you are also going to be getting some gray items. Some of these, they are quite decent. As you can see, this one, for example, it sells for basically 10 silver, almost 10 silver. And you can stack them, you know, on 20 per slot. And also worth mentioning that these reputation items, the Boglor Tendril and the unidentified plant parts, you can sell them, I mean, you can store them in like 200 per slot units, right? So not just 20, but 200, right? They are way easier to stack. So very nice. So those are all the possible items that you can be getting here, right? For the most part, if you are farming for like 1 hour and you have a level 70 character, because I have tried with a different one that is not this one, you can do easily about 4 primal lives per hour, and then all the other items that you're gonna be getting, which is pretty decent amount, right, of gold. Okay, now let's take a look at this one, the Boglor Tendril. So the Boglor Tendril, you can give them to this guy here, to this little guy that is always patrolling around this area. This guy called Fasan. You can just talk to him, and you can give him the Boglor tendrils, right? And what that's gonna do is that's gonna give you some reputation, right? For with the Spore Egg. As you can see, for example, they just give me 750, and now I'm neutral with them, right? So you can see it's really easy to get reputation this way. And for that reason, a lot of people are gonna want to buy this from the auction house. And now you might be thinking, okay, but why are you mentioning, like, why would you use them, or why are you mentioning that you can use them? Well, there's a good reason for that, and basically, you can go here, just up here, okay, very close in this Sporegar place, and there's a city of the creatures like this guy that we just talked, right? And in there, we can find a few things. We can find a quartermaster, which is gonna sell us some very, very interesting items, which is also the main reason that a lot of people are after the Boglord tendrils, because you can buy, for example, a unique battle pet that looks really nice. Then you can buy some best in slot items for like the paladin, the tank version of the paladin. I'm gonna show you in a second. And most importantly, once you get a bit of reputation, as you can see, you unlock this guy as a vendor and you can sell all the things. This is really valuable because one of the issues here, and as you probably know, if you're a classic player, is that the bag space fills really fast, right? So the problem is that you have to find a vendor as close as possible, otherwise you have to spend a lot of time going back and forth to the farm, right? So this is why I'm mentioning that it's probably a good idea initially to invest some of these Boglord tendrils in order to get some reputation, and then you can unlock this guy, right? So once you have this guy, you can come here and sell all the gray items that you don't need, and also the greens, because you can technically sell them on the auction house and they're gonna sell well, but for the most part you are gonna make about the same amount in the vendor. So why bother, right? Going to the auction house. So as you can see, a lot of interesting items here. There's the pet here, the tiny spore bat, and then there's the petrified lichen guard, which is basically the best in slot GR for paladins that are looking to make AoE farming for old content. Like you can think of old dungeons like a Strathold, where they will take like maybe 30 or 40 mobs at the same time. And that shield basically reflects damage for the enemies that are hitting you. So it's really, really valuable item, right? So for many reasons, as you can see, a lot of people are going to be interested into the Boglord tendrils. Then the Motive lives and the Primal lives, in case you don't know, basically they are used for a lot of valuable high-end crafts, like very, very nice items, very best in slot items. A lot of people are after. So as you can see, this is a really nice gold farm and also really easy to do. Another thing that I think is worth mentioning is that these guys can be herbed. You can have herbalism and then you can herb them. And this is really nice because I was trying this on a different character, and what I found is that you don't actually just have a chance to get plants, especially these plants, the unidentified plant parts, or any other normal plant from the TBC expansion, but also you're going to be getting a lot of modes of life from just serving the mobs, right? Which is really nice. However, you will need 320 level of herbalism to be able to herb this. So yeah. One thing also worth mentioning is that what you can do is you can kill your own mobs and then you can herb them. But a lot of people don't have herbalism and they will just be killing the mobs and they are gonna leave the corpses, right? So what you can do is you can basically use that to your advantage and look around every once in a while, and as soon as you see some corpse, you can just go right click and then you take the herbs, because you cannot loot the corpse of some other, like uh, you cannot loot the corpse of some enemy that somebody else has killed, but you can erf the guy, right? So you can make a lot of gold that way. Sometimes I have found mages that they like to stack a lot of those guys, and they manage to pull like 3 or 4 at the same time, and I just go, I press right click 4 times, right, and very easy gold, yeah, very easy extra gold. So yeah, I think for the classes, probably the hunter is one of the best in my opinion, simply because you basically barely take any damage because your pet is tanking for you. And another thing that I think is underrated in this type of farms is that you're able to instantly tag the mobs, right? A lot of people don't talk about this. Like a mage might be really nice for farming, right? Because he can pull a lot of mobs and then you can use blizzard and use the AoE damage to kill them. But I like the hunter a lot because you can instantly tag the mobs with the arrows, and the arrows basically barely have any mana cost, and you can just instantly tag them, right? So if you have any nearly competition, you are gonna be able to get most of the mobs 100% if you're playing a hunter, right? So yeah. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much the video. I hope you find this video useful. I will see you on the next one, and I hope you have a good day. Don't forget to consider giving a like and subscribing, it will help me a lot. Okay? So, again, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.